Jeff Hiscock, the United States has traditionally consumed more than our fair share of the world's natural resources. Why can't this last?
Well, I suppose you could say it can last if the United States is prepared to foot the bill. But you've got to think that the resources available globally are under such pressure, and there's such competition for these resources that something has got to give, and I think it's going to be the United States.
And speaking of that competition, how does China view our resource consumption, and what's their battle plan for what you call the Earth Wars?
Well, the Chinese, a country of 1.2 billion going on for 1.3, they've got a growing middle class. All these people want the same sort of things that we have in the Western world. These consume energy, resources, steel, copper, all of those things. The Chinese middle class desperately wants those things, and they're going to go out and really hunt down those resources. They want to secure them. That means sometimes buying companies, going into difficult working environments, particularly Africa, coming to friendly environments such as Australia. So yeah, they've got an aggressive approach to resource security.
And which other countries are huge, growing consumers of natural resources, and which resources are most in demand?
Well, the biggest one after China obviously is India. 1.2 billion people going on for maybe 1.4. It's going to overtake China in population terms within 2 decades. And it's got a young population, very aspirational. They also want iPods, iPads, a new car, an air conditioner, a refrigerator. All of those things consume resources such as iron ore, coking coal, steaming coal, rare earths. I mean, as you know, China has pretty much a good grip on the rare earths market, particularly on the supply side, but there are new sources of supply being developed in Australia and the United States that's going to change that dynamic a little bit, I think.
So do you think the big winners from these Earth Wars will really be BP or BHP Billiton or ExxonMobil or PetroChina, the big global energy conglomerates?
I think so, because if you think about where some of the really good resource opportunities are, particularly in Russia, for example, up in the Arctic area where there's a lot of gas and oil potentially to be discovered, they need particular technology. Countries such as, or companies such as ExxonMobil, Shell, Total, Chevron, they're the companies that have got this sort of expertise. They're going to go in there in joint ventures with the Russian gas companies, Gazprom and Rosneft, and make, I would think, some exciting discoveries there. And the same applies in the iron ore industry, where BHP, Billiton and Rio Tinto are joint venturing in some cases with their Chinese and Japanese buyers, customers.
And now finally, can the United States help itself in these Earth Wars by switching to natural gas? Because that we have in abundant supply.
I think so. I think that you're going to see a much greater role for natural gas. In fact, the International Energy Agency refers to the golden age of gas. That's still some way down the track, but I think the United States will be the front runner, particularly because of its technological breakthroughs. I mean, fracking is a controversial subject, but the United States still has the lead on that in that sector.
This market is
stock tickers market.
Stocks have rallied this year.
We're coming into a Monday where we're going to